Oh, who doing the toast? We didn't even figure that shit out. Fuck it.
I'll take it from here.
You got it? You got it?
Yeah. Yo, welcome back to another episode of Real Sports Talk. We're going to take this toast. And first of all, shout out to Q. He couldn't make it today. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do this, you know what I'm saying, for him.
No doubt.
But this is an angry shot. This is not a shot like a celebratory shot. This is a frustrating
This is medication,
shot.
not celebration.
Exactly. That's a great term. Great term, right? But at the same time, we do want to show love and show respect for what the Knicks did do, and now it's time for us to root for the Liberty since they blowing bitches out. You know what I'm saying? Pause. All right. So peace to our way of life, my guys.
Blowing bitches
That's
out.
all trying for Stoto Fuliolos and Foot Long Nas.
Blowing bitches out. Damn, what a start to the show.
Yeah. That's how we
Blowing
gonna
bitches
begin.
out. Brian Pumper. No, he's not.
Sound like B Pumper.
Now this.
He's going super left. All right, man. Welcome back to Real Sports Talk, New York's new #1 sports talk show. We are the voice of the streets. Allow me to reintroduce myself. It's your man's Cash. You already know my esteemed co-host. I got Rod with me, Jay with me, L with me, Q. Q couldn't do it, man. He's detoxing off a 4-day binge.
He be taking them losses hard, huh?
He on daddy duty tonight. So
We had to send support to the house to
That
get
nigga outside on 7th Avenue with a fucking bottle of gin.
bottle of fucking.
We sent the intervention to his home and shit.
Niggas have to send what's that shit called? A wellness check. Niggas have to send a wellness check and go, you just check making sure you alive.
Yeah. Man, everybody a little stressed about these Knicks, man. I'm glad we didn't go on yesterday or Sunday. Gave me a little chance to kind of step back, kind of get my thoughts together, because I was on fire. I had to separate the emotion from the logic. That's not always easy for me to do. But simple and plain, man, and we were talking about it right before we went live. I agree with Rob, man. We got to run this back, man. We got to give this team a chance to gel, man. Give this team more than one season. We got some work to do, man. We gotta let the starters come back. We might have, tweak the edges a little bit, build it from the inside out. I mean, it's just that simple, man. Everyone's killing Cat. He's the fall guy right now. Like we said, the streets want a body, and the two bodies they want is they want Thibbs. Thibbs is in the crosshairs, and Cat. You know what I'm saying?
Why the Cat
listen,
though?
We're gonna get into that, but I want to urge everyone. We're gonna get into that. I want to urge everyone to calm down, man. Let's calm down. We made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, okay? Our two best players were starters in the All-Star game for the East, and they both made all NBA teams. If you listen to the radio, they running around like these niggas is wild trash. You know what I'm saying? This shit is crazy, and I get it. But we gotta relax, man. Listen, does the Cat and the Knicks have defensive flaws? Absolutely. I'm pretty sure we all heard about the Fred Katz article where there were Knicks players and coaches, upset with Cat, and even some of them voicing it to him in the locker room, kind of running up on him and talking about that, getting mad at that he doesn't work hard on defense, there's no effort on pick and rolls. He doesn't switch right. He doesn't play drop coverage right. I hate the drop coverage anyway. But, when you don't switch right and the drop coverage is not working, there's going to be a lot of open threes because your man's going to, OG's going to have to cheat off his man and Mikel's going to have to cheat off his man. And it just fucks the whole scheme of the defense up, man. But listen, the duplicity of emotion with me is insane, man, because on one hand I go, yo, we made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, man. That's progression, right? Because last year we got bounced out in the second round. The year before that, we got bounced out in the second round, and it was starting to feel like, we were kind of, like spinning our wheels in the second round, right? So we finally make it out of the second round, and people, it seemed like people even more mad than they were last year, and I get the reasons why, man. Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, they had big moments in the Detroit series. We beat a healthy, defending Boston Celtics team. Don't let that weirdo Paul Pierce tell you otherwise. The motherfuckers was healthy. We beat them. And coming into the Pacers series, I understand why people are frustrated. We were the favorites to win. We were the higher seed, and we did have home court advantage. You know what I'm saying? And that's troublesome, man. But there are a lot of reasons, that we're gonna get into. The offense seemed disjointed pretty much the whole series. Super ISO all the time. We all know about the transition defense. Defending the 3-point line. All that shit was basically non-existent. Thibbs acting like a mad scientist, experimenting with the bench in the playoffs after we dropped the first 2 games at home. It's just crazy, man. I put a lot of the onus on him for that. Josh Hart, really bad series. We're gonna get into the nuts and bolts, man. But last thing I'm gonna say before I hand it off, the problem that people have, and I had too for a second, is and why everything is so hyperbolic these last couple of days is because you got guys such as myself who have suffered, and I mean suffered through the last 35 plus fucking years, man. If this team had only young fans and they were only been emotionally invested for 5, 6 years, 7 years, whatever it might be, then there's cause for optimism. You know what I mean? That's fucking great. We're doing great. But you got motherfuckers like me, 30 pushing 40 years as a Knicks fan. I'm ready to jump out the fucking window. You motherfucking right now, mad. You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to be? You know what I mean? How is this a success? We didn't win the chip. You know what I'm saying? And I get it logically, but really to pull myself back out, out the window frame. First year together, let them gel. We have some work to do. I'm gonna go to Jay first, man. Streets want a body. Who you shooting?
We spoke about this in the last episode. I'm still a big proponent of making a change. I mean, a fish stinks from the head down, and I'm not saying that the team stunk, but I think you have to start there. There's just too many glaring opportunities where we could have changed what the outcome was of this postseason. And I think it starts with the fact that we didn't get anyone ready to be in this moment, and we didn't have anybody. So when we did start putting people in, it was out of, to me, it's out of necessity, and they weren't ready. None of them were ready. Even the starters that were playing weren't ready. I want to step out for a second, and I want to talk a little bit about the decision that he made. And I don't know that he made that decision. I think Josh Hart was the one who made the decision for him to come off the bench and for Mitch to be a starter. I feel like that should have been in play a long time ago. And then I have the same thoughts where it's duality, where I say to myself, I didn't like the way Josh looked coming off the bench. The whole purpose was for him to come in and could provide a spark off the bench and be able to get, put a big man in and give Cat the opportunity to play the 4, which he normally plays and plays more comfortably. And then and just so we know, Mitchell Robinson played a masterful playoffs this year. Every single series, he got better. Every series.
Facts.
He got better in every single series. He played better in every series, and he embraced whatever role he was in, whether it was coming off the bench or whether it was starting. He just played better basketball. Now, with that being said, the switch was made, and you had to bring in Josh Hart. I don't know that Josh Hart ever looked good with this playing with the staggered second unit. I feel like there was a lot of turnovers. I don't feel like he ever was really in rhythm. I feel like he just was kind of like a man lost. He was just kind of on fire, just running up and down the court, which we need that energy.
He volunteered himself into that role, didn't he?
Yeah, the fact that he volunteered himself into it doesn't change the way he looked, right? Like I get what you're saying. Like I completely agree with you. Yeah, and again, that may be the narrative that was perpetuated because you don't want to make Josh Hart look like a guy where you had to bench him or anything like that. So maybe that's just what was put out there. Maybe he didn't. But I think that Josh is that type of player. Josh is like, yo, listen, if it's better for the team, let's try this. Let's give it a shot. I don't know that we look as strong as we normally look. Let's make some adjustments. But however many ways you slice it, I think you have to go from the top down. And I think the where you start is at least entertaining and taking a look at a possible change in coaching. And we spoke about a couple of opportunities that are out there, a couple of coaches that we'd like to see. But even if you don't, I think you have to shake it up a little bit. And that's where it would start. We can have the conversation about Cat and we'll go into that. But I do want to hear what my colleagues have to say about that.
Wow, what you think, baby?
Me? I think I agree and disagree. There's not a couple. We don't say there's a couple of ideas out there, coach. Y'all have one coach in mind. There's only one coach that when people be like, we got a couple of options of coach, there's one coach that everybody wants. The Knicks go out there and get another coach, and it's not Malone. We're gonna have a problem with that. There's one coach that the Knicks want. That's it. Like who else? What's another coach?
Jeff Van Gundy.
Yeah.
Wait, he's an assistant somewhere right now, right? I forgot.
Stan Van Gundy. Stan Van Gundy.
Stan Van Gundy's been watching a lot of basketball, man. He's been watching for years now.
No, Jeff is on Ty Lue's bench right now, I believe.
Yo,
and he stepped the offensive. Yeah.
Stan Van Gundy is Tom Thibodeau with hair, with better hair. Like what are we?
Yeah,
he's the same guy. Like we just want a different last name. Just say that. Like I just don't want Thibbs back there. That's the same coach. Stan
Mike D'Antoni. Fuck it. You know?
I want somebody in between D'Antoni and Thibbs.
And
D'Antoni plays no defense. Thibbs can't play any offense. We got to go somewhere in the middle.
If we can melt those motherfuckers into one person,
the only problem with that is
I would want.
Pat Riley is running a team as a GM. That's the only person going to be between D'Antoni and Thibbs.
That would be the guy, right?
Pat fucking Riley. But I feel like this, like I said in the other day in the show. You run it back. You know, streets want a body, but the streets ain't playing ball. You know what I'm saying? I'll suffer just like you suffer, Cash. Run it back. In 1 year, this team managed to make it to the Eastern Conference. Say there was a little bit of luck. Say it was certain teams got snake bitten at the right time and the Knicks took advantage of it. Whatever you want to call it. Right?
Yep.
You run it back. You let this team really try to figure each other out. You make some tweaks as it pertains to your depth. If you're looking for some veteran presence, we don't need another superstar. We just need we need a better bench. We need a better second unit. So instead of us staggering minutes, we can actually go with a different lineup that could still push the pace or give another team another look, where we can put Jalen Brunson in charge of team 2, or let the second unit run through Cat, but you still have the ancillary pieces where it's like there are other scorers coming off the bench. Maybe we shore up the defense. You get a better defensive wing. But you give Tom Thibodeau half a year. Like I told you, Thibbs is not.
You give him a half. Okay.
You don't. Thibbs is not off the hot seat. You give Thibbs until the All-Star break to give him a legitimate look at what the Knicks look like at that point, right? And at that point, if you need to make a change, you make the change where you bring, and don't give it to an interim coach either. You make the change where it's kind of like, we're moving this direction and we're gonna make that's when you go after it. If the team don't look how you think it's supposed to look by the All-Star break, Tibbs, we gotta go in another direction. Point blank period.
I only push back to that, Ryan. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No problem.
We're gonna look great at the All-Star break. We look great at this fucking All-Star break. What's the difference?
Yeah, we were third in the league in offense. We was moving.
What's the difference? We're gonna look great. We know we're gonna look great.
And then Thibbs is gonna look good. Tibbs is gonna look
good. How do you fire a guy?
The Denver Nuggets looked great throughout their season. Still fired their head coach.
They fired him at the end of the year because of discrepancies, not because of where the
they
team
fired
was
him
at.
during the season.
But Jay, here's how you evaluate, Jay.
It's not about the record at that point. It's not going to be about.
It's not about the record.
Is
he utilizing his bench? Is he trying to make a conscious effort?
Right. How do the wins look? And it could be. We have a winning record, but some of these losses are indicative of how we lost in playoffs. Like, you can't lose like that. If we continue to see our team lose games in this fashion, right, where we were up 20 points in the fourth quarter and lost the game by 10. Or, now we got to go to overtime because for whatever reason, Tibbs, you're not making the adjustment defensive-wise. We have to shore things up. So,
which is crazy because he's a defensive
the Knicks could be like 20-4 by the All-Star break, and the Knicks is rocking and rolling. How you going to fire Tibbs? Because those 4 losses looked crazy. That's why. Those 4 losses,
ridiculous. That's a ridiculous take, though, Rob. Because go ahead, Al.
Go ahead.
Because if you do that, you lose the team. We're forgetting that there's 11, 12 guys that still have to play the game of basketball. If you tell me that you're taking, and I'm on the team, and we're 20-4, and you take away the coach that has us there because y'all say that we don't look good at 20-4, the morale of the team is shot. You will lose that team.
That's not true. If there's trends, I'm gonna tell you why that's not true. If you'll allow me, I'll tell you why that's not true. The conversation's already being had. You know, they're already asking. Time out. They're already asking Jalen Brunson, is Thibbs the coach? So if the team is aware that these are things that we need to shore up, and Thibbs is aware that these are things that we need to shore up, you're not going to lose the team. The team is aware, like, look, if we want this coach to be our guy, they're going to look at him and say, oh, Thibbs, show us something new. Or bring in an assistant coach that can, if it's not going to be your mind, go find us an assistant coach that can install different defensive package scores that's going to help us so that we don't look like this, so that we can stay together as a team. If that doesn't happen, you're not going to lose me. You're great.
Middle of the year, you create a cognitive dissonance because now you have an old program and a new program coming in with a new coach. That team's going to look a mess.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think Thibbs is getting
look like a mess when they got rid of
if we wait to the middle,
they brought what's his name in. It can happen.
Hold on, D, you go next.
Yeah, I don't want to cut off, but I think if we give Thibbs to the middle of the season, and then we decide, it's not looking right. Oh, what's our chances in the playoffs then? Like, he's got to go now. Like, if we're gonna make a change, we got to make it now. Let them get through the off season with this new voice, this new culture in the locker room, and then we make the run
immediately. You're immediately
not through the half season.
I'm gonna tell you why Rod's right. You know why you might lose the locker room, because Thibbs is Brunson's guy, and that's your best fucking player. You know what I'm saying? He advocates for Thibbs any chance he gets. Let me play this quick clip of Jay Williams on Thibbs, and then I want you guys' reaction on this. Check this out.
Expectations have changed for this team, and
I should move on from Thibbs.
I don't think the Knicks should move on from Thibbs right now, but I think it's okay to say that it's open that he will be on the hot seat. And I say that because expectations have changed for this team. And I think that's okay to reset those expectations. Thibbs has been trending in the right direction, but I think there are some things that you need to see do also combine with personnel, and that's on Leon Rose and Worldwide West, to make sure that the personnel fits to give the Knicks the best opportunity to win a championship. But I think you need to see some innovation from his offense. I said it earlier at the top of the show, SA. 90s basketball in the age of 2025 is not going to get it done. And I'm talking about offensively and defensively. Like, there is an extreme called load management that we loathe at. There is an alternative to that extreme on the opposite end, which is called physical exhaustion and being tired. And that's what we saw. We gave the stat of 770 more minutes than.
I think, Jay hit it right on the money. You know what I'm saying? I think he hit it. And this is what I want to say, man. If I was to play devil's advocate with Thibbs, and I agree, the minutes are too much. I've been saying this for years. Everybody's like, oh, you're the minutes police. No, man, the minutes are too much, right? One extreme, like Jay said, is the load management. The other is playing your players, beating them into the ground. I think Thibbs is a good coach. Like I said earlier, we're in the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 25 years. Yeah, there's issues. But here's what I want to say. And I'm gonna play devil's advocate. There were some things maybe possibly out of Thibbs' control. We don't know if he really wanted Cat. We don't know if he was really 100% comfortable basically converting this team from last year, which was a defensive-minded team with one of the best benches. We had one of the best benches in the league. I ain't been that far. Y'all remember that shit. One of the best benches in the league to a offensive team with a skimpy bench. And mind you, the team was like top 3, top 5 in offense, in the beginning of this year. And one more thing. Yes, we lost to the Pacers. I hate losing to the Pacers. Brings back all the history from the Melo years, from the Reggie Miller years, the Davis guys years, Davis boys years, right? But let's not act like the Pacers is no bums, man. Like since I read the stats, since they are bums, but since January, the 2 best teams in the NBA have been who? OKC and the Pacers, and they both made it to the finals. Now, Thibbs is stubborn. He plays guys too many minutes. He needs to come off that bullshit and needs to address his offensive inadequacies because the offense is antiquated, man. I don't know who wants to jump in.
Al.
Yeah, well, I'll jump in for the first question. First question was who gets the they looking for a body in the streets, right? Mm-hmm. Well, fuck it. Let's give them 2 fucking bodies. What's better than one but two? Let's give them two bodies. First and foremost, I'm gonna put my sniper on Bridges. That nigga, he's getting sniped. He's getting sniped because his indecisiveness and he just doesn't have that winning spirit. I don't like the way he looks on the court, man. Like, I just don't like the way the guy looks, man. Like, $25 million for a guy that looks confused every time he's on the court. He looks like the only time he's not confused is on defense.
Yeah, they gonna get you, B. Boy.
The fuck?
They ready? They clipping up right now. Go ahead.
What
He wants to hurt me. Like,
I didn't say.
Go
Yeah, I didn't. Did I? What was questionable there?
No.
You don't got Q today. You got Bridges advocates on the panel with you today.
Yeah, well, go ahead. You don't have nobody else to back your point up.
So,
but go ahead. Who's the other body?
So the other body is fucking Thibbs. Thibbs ran our men. He ran our guys to the ground. Poor Brunson, the superstar that he is, was held to 19 points. Why? Was he held to 19 points, or was the guy just fucking flat out tired? He was tired of holding the team on his back. And as I said a couple of shows ago, my problem with the Knicks is we go where Brunson goes. If Brunson's having a okay game, we're doing okay. If Brunson is not showing up and he's not 30 plus, he's not the 30 plus guy, we lose. Now, today I watched painfully, NBA TV. I watched the fucking whole series. I watched the whole series because I don't watch the games, right? So I watched like the second half, the third quarter.
Wild shit to say on a show, on a sports
today,
show.
Today, yeah, but this is what I do because I took today to watch the whole fucking series, and I saw the mistakes. Like, it's different watching the shit back after like everything is like, God, I'm looking at shots we taking. I'm looking at different when we're not boxing out and shit. And I'm like, man, maybe that rebound would have made a difference. Like, shit. If that one play, oh man, I remember that play. But I'm gonna just speak on a couple of things I saw today. So a couple of the games. Game 5. No, what was that? We were 2-1 at this time. So that's game 4, right? That's the game. We lost game 4, right? We lost game 4. All right. So game 4, we were down.
Game 3,
we were down in the last quarter, right? And those fucking refs, man. Oh God. Anyway, we were down that game by like 10. We were teetering. It's like we felt like, oh shit, we can do this. We can come back. And those refs kept making them fucking crazy calls in game 4, man. And I was just like, yo, they want Indiana. I think the league wanted Indiana. I think this is a script, man. I think Indiana, this is their year. They got close last year. The league is rewarding them. I think the Knicks will make it next year. I think
fucking Mel Gibson
I think we made it. I think we
Mel
made
Gibson
it.
Shit.
We made it to where they made it last year. I said this on a couple of shows ago. We're about a year or two.
Next year?
We're a year. It's our year next year. This is the story. Now everyone has watched us go. They feel the pain of the Knicks, and now they can celebrate when the Knicks actually win. And that's what happened with these guys last year with Indiana. Like, now everyone's celebrating. Now they went to the East. They didn't make it. Now they made it. Now, one more thing I want to say. The Knicks had a great season. Now, what the Knicks did, the mistake the Knicks made was, and what every team in the East is they were trying to beat the Celtics. So, congratulations, Knicks. You guys beat the Celtics. But you didn't think about the other little guys that were the Indianas of the world. Like, we weren't thinking that Indiana was going to be challenging us. We thought once we get past the Celtics, we got this. It's a cakewalk. And unfortunately, that was not the case, man. So we can congratulate. This is a great season. We accomplished what we wanted to, was to beat the Celtics. The problem was the Celtics didn't make it to the Eastern Coast Conference Finals, and we had to deal with a different beast, man. The funny guys, the guys who wear bell bottoms to the games. And we had to deal with a team of misfits, man. Like, and we didn't know how to deal with them, man. We didn't know how to deal with them.
quick rebut, if you don't mind. Pause.
Yeah.
The team. I agree with you. I agree. The team was actually, if you think about it, the team was actually built to beat Boston. That's how we constructed the roster, acquiring Mikal Bridges, right, for the defense on the wing to go along with OG. We acquired him in the middle of the season last year, right? That's to neutralize Brown and Tatum, right? We acquired Cat, tried to do the stretch five, kind of like they were doing with Porzingis, right? And it worked. But like you said, what happened in the middle of that, right? We didn't prepare for Indiana, and that whole think about how many styles the Knicks face in the playoffs. Detroit, old school, mucking it up, physical, '90s Knicks shit, right? We came and beat them. Celtics basically running it up the court and trying to shoot you at the gym, living and dying by the three, right? You know what I'm saying? And then Indiana run you out the fucking gym, getting out in transition, right? That's a lot of styles I have to adjust to, right? The first two we were good with. I think we were built to handle the first two. We weren't built to really handle. I shouldn't even say we weren't built. We weren't. We didn't adjust.
You said it right, bro. No, you said it right. Why? Because they're running. What does running make you do? It makes you fucking tired. And if Thibbs is playing 40+ minutes, and we gotta chase these dudes all day, man, like
of course,
it's not.
Yeah,
it's not
gonna
happen.
How do you defeat?
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead,
Rock. Two things. The biggest losses the Knicks have suffered over the last year and a half, like in the season. Forget the trades, right? It's what we lost, and if we still had those pieces, right? Mm-hmm. With Mitch and fucking Cat, the Pacers playing simple. When they score, somebody kick out. Cat can't get back up the court that fast, and as athletic as Mitch is, Mitch also can't get back up. So if that's going to be their lineup, we can outrun them. We can control the pace. The only people that can get back down the court, unfortunately, would be people like Brunson, who, for whatever reason, y'all, why is he inbounding? Why is Brunson inbounding? Why are your fastest guys the ones you let inbound? I'll put one of these bigs down
and
there, let them inbound, so that when they go off on that run, I don't got to chase them down. Somebody's down there with them. So when you lose, this is what the Knicks need, which is what they lost. And if we would have made the same moves without losing this one player, I think we're still in it. You need a Hartenstein. You need a big that can run the court at that speed. And Hartenstein was a fast big. Like, he gets up and down the court. Like, he's got that energy. That's where we fucked up. And that's what we should be focusing on. We shouldn't be focusing on, if it was a defensive-minded team, and let's just say we got rid of our defensive muscle, depleted our bench to bring in Cat, then give Thibbs back the weapons that he needs. Give him some depth. You guys should be targeting people that can handle these different phases, because the Pacers ain't going to go nowhere. The Celtics, although they might be hampered because you know that you're not going to see Tatum next year, it's going to be Jaylen Brown's coming out season, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know what necessarily happens with Milwaukee. At best, Milwaukee trades Giannis to the West if he don't come to the Knicks, and that even further opens it up. Detroit ain't going nowhere.
Gap yet. They're punting already in Milwaukee.
Detroit ain't going nowhere. Yeah. And for some reason, out of all those teams that's named, the team that I keep watching to see what they're going to do is, you got to keep your eye on the Hawks.
Orlando.
Well, Orlando too. But Orlando's not as pesky as the Hawks. Like, that kid Trae Young and that team, Cleveland ain't going nowhere either, too. Mind you.
Trae might move, though. He's an expiring contract next year.
There are a few teams that, not for
next
nothing,
year. Next year,
there are at least 5 teams.
But
there are at least 5 teams, excluding the Knicks, right, that the Knicks are going to have to go through. And if any, we know, huh?
I think the East is weak as fuck.
Yeah, it's not a matter of what we think. It's not a matter whether we think this team isn't as strong as the West. It's who we got to go through, right? Yeah. We have to go through a refined Boston Celtics. We have to go through a refined Pacers again. We just see what happened with us in the Pacers.
The Celtics aren't going to be refined. They're not going to be better without Jason Tatum. They're not going to have him next year. They're not going to be refined. Okay.
They're talking about possibly moving Drew Holiday.
Pacers,
we don't know what Porzingis is going to do. They got
if they move Drew Holiday, we need to figure out a way to get a Drew Holiday. Does he mind coming off the bench? Yo, sure up what we need to do.
Derek White also is another person that they possibly could move this in this offseason. But even now, I think we have to stop tiptoeing around. We do this a lot. We're tiptoeing around the real fucking problem. The real problem is we have 2 stars that do not complement one another. Cat and Jalen Brunson do not complement each other. They don't look good together on the floor. It's not fluid. It's not smooth. If you have a premier point guard, he should find ways to get Cat involved. There should be all types of immediate action where you get the ball out of Jalen Brunson's hands into Cat's hands, or it goes into Cat, and in the event that it gets congested or clogged and there's not an opportunity there, the action brings the basketball out to Jalen Brunson, who then creates, whether it's from the three-point land, whether it's in the mid, or whether he finds other players that are moving fluidly throughout that entire process. They don't work well together. We can look at it however many ways we want. And maybe,
so
did you like
it better with Randall?
I didn't like it better with Randall. Randall wanted to be Jalen Brunson. All I'm saying to you is this. We have to figure out one of two things. One, do they need another offseason together? And do they need a different voice, giving them a different offensive scheme and a different offensive way of life to put them in position to perform at a higher level? Because Thibbs does not know that type of ballet. He doesn't know how to put them in the space where they can communicate comfortably, fluidly, and smoothly on the basketball court to create better opportunities for that team to be offensive.
I think you said something that's key just now. We need an off season together. The Knicks haven't had an off season. This team that we just watched.
Cat was a late acquisition. Yeah,
did not have an off season.
That's a good point too. Cat and Miguel were late acquisitions. That's a good point.
Yeah, man. We didn't have a. So let's say these guys gel this summer. Let's say they're like, yo, fuck that. We're gonna do this shit next year, and they just gel this summer. Like Miguel Bridges stops looking all awkward out there because they find you know what he's great at, and they get him the ball in the right places, and they come together as a team, man. I don't know. We need one more year. We definitely need a summer together. But what's important is not just a summer together.
That's what I mean.
No, hold on. It's not just a summer together. It's a summer of the players gelling. They can't just be all right. We can't just have a fucking off season. We have to come together.
You can have a great off season with guys come together and all those other things. The scheme is the fucking scheme. If you put the same, they can gel all fucking summer. If you put them back on the court next year and there's no offensive scheme and there's not a beautiful dance to dance to, what the fuck are we doing?
Jay,
that comes from the head of the fucking fish dictates how the rest of that shit's gonna smell.
I don't think we really need a scheme, man. I just look as a team, man.
What are you talking about?
I'm right. No, right. Well, this is what I'm saying. Like as a team, they just didn't look. A lot of times when the ball wasn't in Brunson's hands, it was like, what the fuck are we doing out here?
Like Brunson's ball dominant. Brunson also has to recognize.
But what I'm saying is, when it's in his hands, I'm comfortable because I know
he did that with Bridges the last game a little bit.
But whose job is it to ensure that by putting a better scheme in place, so it's not always we're at the end of the shot clock and now we're expecting him to fucking save us. That's a horrible way to live, bro.
I agree.
But it seemed like they got worse. It didn't feel like this in the beginning of the season. They went from one of the top offensive teams in the league. It's almost like they declined as the season went on. You know what I'm saying? Like the offense started to look worse and worse. In the beginning of the year, if you guys remember, Jalen Brunson and Cat were running the pick and roll. That shit was nowhere to be found in the fucking playoffs.
That's not it, Cash. You know what happened? Everybody else got better. Everybody around us got better. They watch tape like we do. Everybody else got better. And they plan for this shit. And they know that these guys are going to be tired. And they know that these motherfuckers are not going to be ready. They're going to run that same scheme. They did not come up with anything creative or anything innovative as the season progressed. Other teams did.
Let me pose this question to somebody.
That play that I hate, that I kept telling y'all about, I saw more of that in that last game. And it
high pick and roll.
That high pick and roll where Jalen Brunson gets the block.
Terrible.
And he comes around and there's another body already there. Like, y'all aren't even... And I be feeling like that's Jalen Brunson's fault, too, because why are you dribbling so slow around the freaking pick?
Yeah.
Of course there's going to be another body behind the body. And they kept doing this high pick and roll. I'm just like...
You ever notice a lot?
When is the big flash to the basket so that it works? They just stay there.
But hold on, I've seen a lot of times
they stop him there and you kick it back out and you do it again.
I've seen a lot of times where there was a flashing big, and it seemed like there was passes. Hold on, it seemed like it's passes that Jalen could have made, and the ball still stuck. Like it was like like he could have made that pass, but he just didn't. It was like, nah, I'm gonna keep this shit and I'm gonna shoot. And I think that's the problem, man.
Maybe there's trust. Maybe there's trust
I saw that a
issues.
few times.
We need another scorer too. Like
that's what I'm talking about. The summer we gotta gel together. Them niggas gotta go play together. Not the when they go run.
We need another bona fide scorer.
Them niggas need to go to them LA runs. Them three niggas together. This is our team. Like
I would agree with you, but they were the number 3 seed in the fucking East.
Who do y'all want?
It's not like they was like they're not they was in the play-in tournament, right? And they won 2 fucking rounds. Like so, it's not like they had no experience together. Yeah, go ahead.
I got a hot take. Y'all gonna love this one. Y'all said that the Knicks need another score, right?
Yeah, I think.
What if we already have it? What if we already have another score? We're just not utilizing the bench the way we're not utilizing what we have.
Who? Bacone?
Because who?
Bacone, Dadier, whatever his name is.
No.
Who's the scorer on the bench?
Shaman can score.
Not like that. That's not.
Shaman can give you.
Shaman.
I think Landry Shaman. If you give him the minutes, Landry Shaman can give you 10 points a night.
That's not scoring. We're not looking for we're not looking. That's
I think we need to do it in the
scoring. Bridges only give us
15 to 20 point guys.
Josh Hart can't score. Okay. He can't shoot. He can't dribble. He goes north south in transition.
He's a defensive minded. He's a Swiss Army.
Josh need to go to the bench. If we don't trade him we don't use him as a piece in the trade. He needs to go to the bench.
Nah, you can't get rid of Josh.
All right, but he needs to go to the bench. We need a guy in there that can score.
I know he's the heart, and we don't want to get rid of him.
You throw Bridges at the 2.
Who's the shooter that y'all want to target?
In the open market?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like to see the money, it's the money. It's all about the money. To see that's where the problems come, though. You know what I'm saying? The money matchup, the salary cap. Like if I get a ball, another ball handler. I'd see if I could maybe go get Chris Paul, right, as a backup, to put him on the bench. Why not? You see what he did with SGA. We need somebody to take Brunson off the ball. Deuce is not the guy. He's not really a pure point guard. We definitely need another ball handler. How about like a Jordan Clarkson? Jordan Clarkson.
What about a Kyle Kuzma?
I don't want Kyle Kuzma.
I don't want.
What about Russell Westbrook? I'm thinking about expiring deal. Russell Westbrook.
Kyle Kuzma's not even being in the NBA, bro.
At all.
Right?
Russ, no.
These guys, we don't have money. We got
someone like Russ.
We're only going to be unless we trade a big piece. We're only going to have what they call the veterans minimum to go out and get players. So we got to be creative in who we get, right? So you're looking at dudes like Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook.
Who'd you want? Russ or Paul? Who's the better piece for us? Russ or Chris?
Russ,
because Russ could get you some buckets. But Russ can't shoot. Though. We need to shoot it too. We need a bunch of things. Russ can't shoot. Like we need a shooter, a slasher, huh? Who you guys think? Throw some names out there.
What if the Knicks could pull off a trade where we give up? Let's just say we have to move away, and we got high trade value in it now. Let's say we have to move away from a Mitchell Robinson, and we got to get rid of some picks. And let's just say
he's an expiring contract. That's
right.
Quite possible.
Boom. Let's just say we move Mitch, and I don't want to move Mitch, but again, if y'all want to get the scoring, right? Because catch your big man, right? And we'd have to go to Hawk Porty as your secondary big man at this point, right?
We got to develop him. We got to get minutes.
What if we trade Mitch some picks and maybe, I don't know, maybe we trade McBride and, some picks and the Knicks are able, and again, this is just me throwing shit.
No. Gave up all our picks already.
All right. Well, we have to get another team involved. There'll have to be another team involved.
Yeah,
but what if the Knicks can pick up a DeRozan?
I always wanted DeRozan. I love DeRozan.
And then you put Bridges. You make Hart and Bridges come off the bench. That'll be a part of your second unit.
DeRozan and Bridges coming off the bench, are the same player essentially, though. Like DeRozan's a little bit better, but they're the same. They're mid-range shooters. Neither one of them,
Yeah, but DeRozan got a little more. DeRozan got a little more athleticism. DeRozan's better offensively. He lacks defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if Sacramento want to give him up. What about he goes one for y'all? I'm trying to think of like players that are affordable and we don't got to move heaven and earth for. What about Lonzo Ball?
No, I'm good.
Yeah,
I like Lonzo Ball. What about D'Angelo Russell?
No, hold on. Why no, Jim?
I'd do that faster. The reason why I don't like Lonzo Ball is because we don't know that he's fully fucking healthy. He's still he was out for an entire season. Not skill purposes, but health purposes. There was a time when he couldn't even walk down the stairs. Like he was having all types of arthritic issues.
Here goes another one for you. Wow. Here goes another one for you in the chat. Tap in. Carius LeVert. Remember him?
I like that. I like
That's
that.
nice. I think we
like
might be able
that.
to get him for. I don't.
I
You
like
know what I mean?
Karis
What do you think
LeVert.
about that, Rock?
Ball.
Lonzo
like
Ball,
Karis
Carius LeVert,
Lonzo Ball is
D'Angelo
always
Russell.
hurt. I can't.
I heard
I don't
Gafford
like
on
D'Angelo
Detroit
Russell.
might be available. We might be
No
able. I mean,
D'Angelo.
I don't like
on
D'Angelo Russell.
on Mavericks,
D'Angelo.
Mavericks.
on the Mavericks
I
because they're gonna draft
Gafford.
Cooper Flag. Gafford might be available. Maybe we do a Mitch for like. There's so many different things we could do.
I don't care for
what about-
Gafford either. The only name that's very
Really?
interesting in this, the only name that was
Gafford.
very interesting in what y'all
That's 20
said.
points, rebound, and block shot, dude. I like that.
I like Ball.
With no
I like
problem.
Lonzo Ball because I feel like
Why?
because
like
He
Lonzo
plays
Lonzo
the same
Ball-
position. He plays the same
Because he's a
position as
facilitator.
Brunson.
He could take the ball pressure, ball handling. I hate saying that. Pause. Off of
Because if you bring in Alonzo Ball, right?
Yeah.
Lonzo Ball doesn't at this point in his career, he can't demand starting like, yo, I don't want to be there. I'm not going to be started. Lonzo Ball could be a second unit guy, which means
Lonzo Ball could also be out after the first or second game. Lonzo Ball's knees are not fucking like they're not like that knee injury is not like I don't feel comfortable bringing in a person that missed an entire season and a half, and there was a question where he'd ever play the game of basketball again. Yes, he's
but
back,
he is playing ball.
but he's not. He's no like I'm not chasing that type of player because God forbid, and we always do this as Knicks. We're the perfect fucking guinea pig to go out and get high on Lonzo Ball from fucking 35 games after he came back from a season and a half of maybe not ever walking properly again. And now we go out, we get high on the little 35 games we saw him play in Chicago, and we go out, we fucking blow our fucking load to pick him up. And next thing you know, the guy is hurt game 3.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Pause. Game 3, he's fucking hurt. And now we lose him.
Cue it up. Cue it up, please.
Yeah, I got it.
I can't even
Good
finish
call,
hearing
good
this together.
Yeah, clear it up, please.
Here we go.
You know, I think, Jesus Christ, it's crazy. Oh my God. Wow. No, that reaction was to my words.
Jay won the rest
That
of
was
us
a
zero
little
today.
You know what Jay's so
Somebody
good
had
at?
to-
He's good
somebody
at.
was gonna-
He
somebody was
says
gonna break
it,
the seal. It was Jay.
and then
Jay
he
broke
keeps
the seal
flowing,
today.
and you got to catch it. If you don't,
Yo,
if you don't bring it,
and when-
if you don't
yo,
reel
when
him back
Jay-
in, he's
yo,
skating
when-
on you.
Yeah,
Yo, when
he's
Jay
gonna-
says some
he's
shit-
gonna try to aggressively talk to.
Yeah, he gets mean after that shit too. He's like, I dare y'all niggas to say something.
No, now.
Jay's a master at that shit.
I
real
dare you
talk.
to pause me.
He tried to Hulk his way through
Yeah,
to a bad moment. Like, nah, we saw that. Nigga.
He
saw
tried
that.
to Debo his
saw
way
that.
through that shit.
They tried to do. He did
Oh,
that. Nigga tried to give us 20 push-ups through him. He tried to Kimbo slice his way through the scenario. Nah, no. How
man.
about Jay? How about no?
Gotcha.
About no.
Niggas, I tried
Giannis
to
ain't
Hulk
coming here,
Hogan
y'all.
through it.
Giannis is not coming.
here.
What's the
Let's-
other
let-
guy
let's-
from
let's-
he
New
might.
Orleans?
KD might end up over here, y'all.
You know,
Oh,
Mr. Donkey, man, the guy from Duke, man. I can't.
I
remember
don't
his
want
name.
him, man. I don't want him, man.
Zion,
I'm talking
'Cause
about
Zion.
he's another one, always
yeah,
hurt,
Zion.
right?
No, he's
KD
in.
might end up
You
over
see, he's
here.
in wild shape. Have you seen him? Motherfucker
working
slim
hard.
down.
He's
like
in
a
wild shape
motherfucker.
every
Working hard.
offseason.
No, he's
No,
not.
no,
He
no,
be
no,
on.
no.
He be on
last
KFC time.
season, he was like 225.
Oh,
Yeah, before last season, I was like, oh,
That nigga-
yo, wait till
Who
he
y'all
comes
talking about?
back.
That nigga ain't been
Talking about
225 since he
Zion.
was like 7.
Nah, last season he got in shape too. He got in season last
He
year.
was like 7
He
years
got in
old,
shape last
bro.
season. He got in shape last season, and everyone was
I'm
like,
not gonna lie
Last
to you,
season,
though.
remember last season he had the
I'm not gonna lie to
scandal and all
y'all,
that
though.
other shit. He was eating
I'm
heavy.
not gonna lie to y'all. I agree with all that shit though. But if Zion might be one of those players that needs to change the scenery too. He needs to understand that, yo, this is my part. Zion he's box office, yo.
We
And if
need
he's
him
healthy
in New
and he's
York.
motivated and he's winning, he's a different guy. And that is
He
another.
wanted to be a Knick. He wanted to be a Knick.
Yo, but that's all. He would also be a scorer. Like if y'all saying we need points,
Oh,
Yeah,
he'll
but
give
what
you
he gonna
20.
give-
He's
what he
gonna
giving
give
up
you
for
20.
Zion? We
he's
not
gonna
just
give you
getting him.
20.
easy.
What we giving
too.
up?
Imagine if we move
This shit is
Mitch.
effortless.
All right. I know y'all
Here's
just
the crazy
did-
shit.
I know y'all
Let me
just
look at
debunked
Masari.
it.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
y'all
gonna
Y'all
look
just
at Masari.
debunked it, but let's say the lineup: Brunson,
Yeah.
Bridges, Cat, Zion, and who else? we got?
Championship.
And Anunoby as your starting five.
That's crazy.
If you're keeping
That's
Bridges,
a
you
dream,
have to
though.
give up. Here's the problem:
Yeah.
you have to give up Bridges in order to get Zion. And
No,
what
that's
you
a
do
fine.
is-
That's
Probably
fine.
and
The
probably
problem
Mitch
is
too.
nobody wants Bridges. That's the problem.
What you
Probably
do is
Mitch.
well, to make the salaries work, what you do is you got to give. If you're going to do that, no, what you do is you give Bridges a raise, and then you sign, and then you trade him. You give Bridges a raise, sign him, and then you trade him because now the salaries will work.
But I don't think they're one-on-one You need to for Bridges and
Maybe you
Zion.
move
I think
Deuce,
it would
maybe-
need to be
maybe you
mixed,
go-
like you
He's
said.
making,
Zion's
he's
on an
making
expiring
39.
contract,
He's
though.
supposed to make 39 million next year.
Who,
Where
Zion?
the hell
And
is
that's
that?
what I said. So you
Yeah.
give Bridges a raise. Bridges, if you give Bridges the deal, he'll automatically move to above 20. Bridges is gonna make 25 next year, no matter how this shit goes down, right? You give him a fucking raise. Now you can kind of make it match, and then you chuck in Deuce fucking that little nigga.
He's at
Deuce.
25. What is Mitchell Robinson at? He's at 25. Let's see how we
Mitchell
can make
Robinson.
this
I
work.
don't have Mitch, but I got yeah, because if you figure his contract he's gonna get 24.9, so let's call it a rough 25.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get rid of Bridges.
You sign him. You give him the extension. You know what I mean? He's eligible for a 4-year 156. So you give him the extension. That gives him a raise. Now it's matched up because with that raise, he automatically is going to be making what? 40.
Mitchell's
The
at
problem
14.
The problem with getting rid of Bridges,
that's perfect.
I'm gonna tell you the
Bridges
problem
at
with-
25. Mitch is at 14. That matches
tell
up
you-
beautifully.
That matches up.
Whoa,
beautifully.
But
I'm gonna tell
if
you-
you're
I'm gonna
if you're
tell you-
fucking New Orleans, do
why
you
do you
really
get
want that
The
shit?
problem with getting rid of Bridges,
They
is-
probably would because they want to get. I think they want to move on from fucking Zion.
Mitchell's
wanna
the
move on to
expiring
Zion.
contract. That's the sweet part of the deal. He's an expiring contract.
For
You
them.
clear
the
out
problem
some
with
cap space.
everybody wants to package like again. This is back at
Actually,
y'all.
so is Bridges.
Bridges this is y'all
expiring
back
too.
with y'all
Bridges
Knicks
expiring.
mind state.
Yeah, he can.
Somebody
He
got
can
to
be
get
eligible
clapped.
to be extended. I
Someone
think he got 2
Y'all
years
want a
left.
body
One more
still.
year.
Y'all still want a body. Y'all still want a body.
Beast
You're
want
like,
a-
somebody
Beast want a
got to
body.
go. I'm saying, why get rid of Bridges?
Beast
You
want
got
a
to
body.
remember, if Jalen Brunson is the guy that you want to keep happy, right? Jalen Brunson's already he felt some type of way about never getting a chance to see what that Villanova 4 was going to look like. He never got a chance. They never got a chance to see what that was going to look like. With DiVincenzo, Dante DiVincenzo.
Yeah, but he gave him the hat. You didn't see the commercial?
That was a commercial.
They good.
But Jalen Brunson wasn't happy about that. If you gave Bridges a $25 million. You gave Bridges a $25 million contract last year, and we gave him all those first-round picks to get him, right? You don't turn around and trade him because then it looks like y'all don't know what y'all doing. I'm saying
I
keep
agree.
Bridges. You got to keep Bridges.
It doesn't look like. Look at his
Yes, it
performance, bro.
His
He
he had some of the best
underperformed.
games
Yeah,
in the
but then you
series.
giving up defense on the wing. Like you
I'm
got
not
to
giving
replace
up-
that
Yo,
with
his
something.
defense
Like,
is
it
not
it
all
ain't just.
that great, man. Why is everyone
Yeah.
so big on this guy's defense? Like,
Because he got busy.
Because wing defenders
Who
are at
did
a
he get
premium,
busy on?
and I bet
Who
you
did he
LA
get
would
busy
take
on?
Bridges
if
in
it
a
weren't
second.
for
They
him,
need
we
wing
would have got past
defenders.
the Celtics.
The Lakers would
If
take
it
him in a
weren't for him, we
second.
wasn't getting past the Celtics. Bridges
Who,
got
Why? What
Bridges
did
for
he do?
Reeves?
What did he do?
He
Who did he
got
lock
the
down?
block at the end. He stole the rock in 2 of those games that we won against the Celtics. Bridges was making those plays. That was Bridges.
And his on ball defense, bro. Like
defense
you're not
too.
gonna stop and do it every
and nigga
time.
averages what 3 steals a game.
Yeah.
Even if he's not giving you the points, he's the midi master. He's the only guy that doesn't care. I'm gonna take these midi shots. Like y'all gonna let me shoot.
but
it?
he needs to go
No,
to
he
the rim
doesn't
a little
take
bit
the
more.
shots,
He
though.
needs to go to
I
the
mean,
rim a little
all right,
more. That
he does
shit
take the
is.
shots and he misses. All right, so when he does have the confidence, he misses. Like, and then when he
He's
man,
scared of contact. It seems like he's scared
I
to
don't
get
like
hit.
this guy, man.
I need him to
I'm
go to
not
the
getting
rim
rid of
aggressively.
Bridges. Listen, I'm not getting rid of
I hate
Bridges.
his game,
But
man.
if I could trade Mitch, right, and I could trade Deuce, and I could, I don't know. You got to get a third team involved or something like that, right?
To get who?
To get Zion, I'm with it. And I like Mitch. I fucking love Mitchell Robinson.
What is Deuce makes not? But Deuce makes nothing. You want to keep dudes like that on your bench,
You
right?
like to keep dudes, but you got to give them something. You can't. You're not going to get a one-on-one. We'll give you Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah,
And you
but
give us
I
Zion.
don't think they're doing
That's not
Mitch
gonna-
and Deuce for Zion. They're not giving you a superstar for like
They're not
aging
giving you
center
that for Mitch and Deuce.
and a bench play. You
I'm
think
just
so?
saying. I'm not mad. I wouldn't be mad at seeing Zion in the Knicks right now.
I wouldn't either. Yeah. I wouldn't either. I don't think the Knicks are gonna go like
Because
really
Zion
major
plays
moves.
defense,
I think
too.
you're gonna
You
see
can't just-
mid-level.
Can't
like,
just score on
fringe
Zion.
moves.
Zion's not a defensive liability. He's better
I
than
don't know
Cat
about
in that
that,
particular
Cash.
aspect.
I don't know.
What's the play?
Something about the way we went out leads me to believe that Leon Rose is not happy with this. I understand that the plan originally was to just get past the Boston Celtics, maybe make a deep run in the playoffs, show what we can do. The problem is they saw what we can do and they saw what it did to the city, and they want more. Leon Rose wants more of that. They want more of that type of energy. And the way to do that is splash. The team did not look good in the playoffs. They look good during the season, but everybody looks good during the season, depending on what what team you have put together. Certain teams we know they're in rebuild mode, so on and so forth. Other teams like us, we were patient enough to rebuild appropriately, and we have a team that is formidable. We don't have the coach that is designed to get all the way through to the next side, and we are still missing components that will get us to the next side. And one of those components, Rod alluded to it earlier, is a second leading scorer. Like, Cat is not the answer. Cat is the answer because he can give it to you in flashes, pause. He can be available in flashes, but I don't think he's the he doesn't make the team go. And there's
because he has no moves.
At times
we've been beating this drum all fucking year. He has no moves. He can't go out like he's no finesse to his game. He can't get on a block. Boom.
Horrible
2 dribbles,
footwork.
drop step, up under. None of that shit. Turn
Horrible
around.
Footwork.
Yeah, no zero
Horrible
footwork.
footwork.
That's a problem. He can't go and get a bucket whenever he wants because he has no moves.
Let me give you
if he can't beat you off the dribble, he got nothing.
Let me give you out one stat. Let me give you out one stat
over the summer.
Yeah, he definitely needs to sit with Elijah.
Yeah,
Let me give you out one stat.
Sit down with your own mans.
Let me give you one stat.
And Melo, bring Melo in. Melo's already with him. Melo got crazy footwork. Niggas sleep on Melo footwork. But I agree with Elijah one though.
But Mikal Bridges, size as Cat. Pause.
Mikal Bridges averaged. You listen. You ready for this?
I might have to cue you up. Hold on. I might have to cue you up. That was a little nuts. That was a little nuts. Right, you said he was the same.
I said pause immediately with it though. I
didn't hear what he said. He tried
to
see Rod's the difference. Rod's the opposite of me. Rod
tried to creep under the radar.
Rod tried to do it
I literally said pause when I said it though. I said pause. I mean, if it's still crazy, it's crazy, but I can challenge it.
He tried to disappear. He like, I'm out.
He said Melo and
I said they're not the same. I said Melo and Cat ain't the same size. Pause. I said pause. I literally said pause.
All right. We'll let it roll.
That's a lot reckless.
Yeah, even with the pause. I'm
gonna ask y'all what Cash asked y'all, right?
Even with
cue him up.
Cash said it quick. He said, "I said pause with it." Does the pause negate the fact that you said
why my pause didn't count?
Because you didn't say pause.
You said pause way late. Yours came way late.
There's certain ones that supersede pause though. We have to figure that out. Anyway, go ahead.
Yo,
that one should have probably.
But can I get my stat now?
Yeah, go ahead.
So Mikal Bridges in the playoffs averaged 0.89 layups per game. Not even one layup a game, bro.
Yeah, you hate some Bridges.
That's crazy.
That's a hell of a stat that you brought up. Like, you went into the books for that one. I like that.
Crazy. Not one layup a game.
That's tough.
Gotta go. Yo, everyone who's high on Bridges, y'all must be high on something else too. That's what I'm saying.
But let me ask you: okay, he goes, who do you bring back?
Fucking
any
question.
We can play fantasy basketball all day.
Me.
Yo, I want fucking LeBron. Bring LeBron in this.
I'll play. That nigga sucks, bro. That nigga sucks.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta be realistic on who you can get back.
It sucks.
I'll be honest with you. I like Bridges a lot, but that's a hellified stat, especially considering his position. You would expect him to go to the cup a little more than 0.89 per game. That's less than one layup.
He don't go to the cup at all. You could tell. You don't even gotta look at the
I know.
He never goes to the cup.
That's true. But he's a master of the midi. But at the same time, you do want them to have and that could be a lot of what I was saying earlier. We didn't get worse. Other teams got better. You think you're the only person that saw that fucking stat? Right? The other teams are looking at that shit. They're like, he never goes to the cup. Don't get fooled. He's not going to the cup.
Let me ask you something, man. If you were playing, right? If you were playing, how much did you play? Like 30 minutes a game. Do you think you can hit 5 fucking mid-range shots? I think I can. 5 free throws? Fuck yeah, I can hit it.
In the NBA?
In the NBA, yeah. In the NBA.
You fucking drug tester.
Like this nigga.
This nigga talking about? What's in the strawberry moves?
What are you talking about? You said in the NBA? That's that.
I hear what he said. What did he say?
I said I think I can hit 5 mid-range shots myself.
Mid-range shots in the
codeine is kicking in. The codeine.
With niggas D'ing you up, pause.
Because this dude only averaged 13 in the playoffs.
Hold on. Say it again. What's gonna happen?
Me?
No, yeah, I'm filming you. Good. I want to hear you say this shit.
Oh, you got the glasses and shit.
Oh, yeah. I said
the codeine is kicking in. Whatever the pink shots has a heavy doses of codeine, and he's talking crazy now.
Yo, it's a free throw, bro. So everyone keeps calling this guy the midi master. He's hitting free throws, okay? He's hitting free throws. If a mid-range shot is basically a free throw, right?
No,
it's about
not.
the same distance from the basket.
Defense on you. That's not even close.
Somebody's hand in your face.
Yeah, and you pulling.
And it's
pull
off
off
motion.
Free throw, you set.
Yo, most of the shots he took are open. If you ever notice, he doesn't shoot contested shots. He doesn't shoot contested shots.
What did Mikal do to you? Y'all go to
He will
college
dribble.
together?
He will dribble the ball.
Was
Yo,
Mikal
bro,
a bad college roommate?
Go back and
He
look.
like
You
stiff on
guys
the bill,
really like this
pause.
guy, but I watch him, man.
I don't really like him.
He
I just think
dribbles
he's
around.
necessary for the job at this point.
Did he steal your
Like
high
he's
school
a fourth.
girlfriend?
He's the fourth
He's a
option.
bench
What do you
player.
really want from the
He would be great
fourth
off the
option?
bench. He would be
Did
great
you
off
ask
the
Mikal
bench.
Bridges for like a Phoenix Suns jersey signing, and he like mushed you and said, "Get out of here, kid"? Like, what did he do to you? Like, you're finding
what he
all-
did
you
for
finding
me
all
is he
the dirt
didn't-
on him. He's got a
he's
point
not
in
showing
LA.
up,
The guy's
man.
terrible.
And he's not hitting big shots. Like, you know those shots where you're like,
him not showing
you're like,
up, piece.
and then he's like, oh, like he doesn't hit the big shots, bro.
So
Like,
time out for 1 second. Hold
that's
on.
it.
Al, I want to ask you a question. Is it possible? Is it possible that some of this shit is scheme? Is it possible that they just have a fucking horrible fucking offensive scheme?
No, that's not what it is. That's not what it is.
Hold on.
That's
Hold on.
not
Al.
what.
Let me.
Okay, let
Al,
me just say one
Al,
thing. I'm gonna let you continue, but let me say this.
no, go ahead.
It's
Tap in the
not
comments
that.
if you like
This is
Mikal
the
Bridges.
problem. The problem is a lot of times he'll dribble the ball and dribble, and then he's looking back, and then he's
Q is
he's
watching right
uncomfortable,
now.
bro. The
Excited.
guy's not.
Pause.
It's not about the scheme. He's just uncomfortable with the ball in his hand, man. Like that's all. I don't know, bro. He's not the guy.
I gotta cue you up right
That's
there.
him, not me. I don't got no balls in my hand. Mikal Bridges is uncomfortable
That's
when
what
the
we
ball
doing
is in
now.
his hand, bro. He's very uncomfortable. He doesn't look comfortable out there, man.
I
don't
think
know,
I'll be
man.
comfortable with that. I'll be uncomfortable with that in my hands too, bro. All right, King.
Motherfuckers are getting away with a lot of fuckery today, man.
You know what I'm saying, beloved?
Nah, go ahead.
You know
Go
what I'm
ahead.
saying?
You were saying something, Jay. You were saying something.
No.
I'm sorry.
No,
You were saying
listen.
something.
Listen again. I understand your concern regarding the way Bridges played, but again, a lot of that shit is scheme, bro. Where is he getting the basketball? Is he getting the basketball in position to get busy, or is he getting the basketball as the shot clock diminishes and it's a hot potato at that point? Now he gets the rock. What do you want him to do with it?
You know,
Like,
all
I
right.
think you guys
What
gotta
do you
split.
want
I
to
think you
do?
guys gotta split the baby on this. You both are making good points and shit.
Yeah,
You know what I
do
saw a
wanna
lot
do?
of
What do you
times when
wanna
I watch
do
these
with it?
games today? I saw a lot of times. This is a lot of NBA teams. They're under the basket where like they have a layup that they can score easily, and then they don't even look at the fucking basket. They fucking kick it out for the three. That's just weird to me, man. Like it'd be like wide open, like no one even near them.
I don't think
That's
we're
just
ever
fucking
in that
weird.
position. The unfortunate part of it is I wish that we were in that position. We're never in that position where we're that close to the rim, unfortunately. We don't
That's
have
bullshit,
that type of
though. There was a few
offense.
times Brunson, I seen Brunson do it. Where it's like, why didn't he lay it up and he kicks out that? That's the new
Exactly.
that's the new NBA though.
Bro,
the new
yeah,
NBA
yeah,
is
yeah,
like
yeah.
who's open wide
I-
at every
I-
point.
Reggie
not-
said that the other night with the bullshit do shit. Remember the bull?
Yeah, that
the
three,
deuce
that fast break
conspiracy shit.
three,
Yeah.
right? That shit was
Oh,
crazy.
Stan Van Gundy and Reg was talking about that. Yeah.
But it don't matter. That was a three. I don't care what nobody says. But anyway, back
That was a
to
three.
what I was saying. That was a fucking three. Like
That was
the-
a three.
the
He
refs
didn't go
said,
out of bounds, but
out
guess
of
what?
bounds, all
He
that
could have
shit.
gone
But
to the
let's
bucket
not-
though. He could have gone to the paint though. That's what he should have done.
But he
Right?
did. But he hit. But we want to excoriate the guy for fucking making more points than he needed to make. That doesn't
He
even
didn't make
sense.
any points. He went out of bounds.
But it's not his fault.
He
We
didn't go
got
out of
dirt.
bounds. He didn't go out of
That's not.
bounds.
That's not.
He got
That's what
called
we
out of
called
bounds,
him.
though.
He hit the shot. They said he was out of bounds. If you look at slow mo, I can send y'all the
That's what
footage.
I'm saying to
He
you.
never went out of bounds. The
But
ref
that's what
blew
I'm
the
saying
fucking
to you.
call.
So we're excoriating this guy.
That really
for
killed a lot of
shooting-
momentum.
for shooting a 3-pointer because
he
we
made.
wanted him to go get a layup, but he fucking made it. So what are we mad at the
No,
guy
no,
for?
no. I'm not mad at anyone for shooting. I'm mad at the guy who actually passed it to him at the 3-point line. There shouldn't have been. It should have been going towards the
What
basket.
did Van Gundy say? He said, he said the same thing you said. I'm mad at him that this is, and Reg said, this is today, Reggie Miller said, this is what today's NBA is. And that's what it is. It's starting to come back a little bit. You see Adam Silver kind of telling the refs to let him play a little bit more. They're trying to reel it back in a little bit because the shit was getting out of hand. Like, niggas are just shooting threes, but the analytics say that's the best shot. crazy as that sounds, right?
Because of the amount of fouls that are being called when in the paint.
Like all the fouls, and that's a perfect segue.
The ticky tack
Let's
fouls
talk,
and that's why I love Karl Anthony Towns, because Towns can take the fucking the hit, right? Niggas can fuck Towns up in the paint, and he still makes those buckets. Like if Cat played downhill basketball and he said that's gonna be my new primary game in the East, who the fuck is stopping him?
Yeah.
And Cat can hit the awkward shot. Like with somebody on his arm, he's still making a layup. He's still
he didn't shoot great.
Cat,
he didn't shoot great in the Pacers series.
All defensive third team starting center in the East.
I love the fact that he
can shoot three.
I'm not even saying take that away from his game. Yeah. I'm saying keep that part of the game. But if you look at how he played through the entire playoffs, when he plays downhill basketball, not only can he take the contact, he can make the bucket through the contact. There's 2 or 3 people on him, he'll still make the bucket. Like he's that gifted in the paint where it's kind of like, yo, I'm under the rim. I don't care if you're hanging from my shoulder. I know how to shoot this ball still. I know how to get. I'm right here.
But if he's gonna do that, Ra, if he's gonna do that, just to give some context to it, if he's gonna do that, he's gonna make the fucking free throws, bro. He's got to make the free throws.
That's a decent free throw shooter. He could be better at it.
He wasn't in game 6.
He wasn't.
Yeah. OG missed a couple of big ones too, though.
Brunson missed everybody. All the Knicks missed some free throws. Every one of them did.
Yeah. Listen, before we close it out and get out of here, I need to see what y'all say. Concrete shit. Everyone give me the top 3 moves that need to be made in order for them to go to the next level.
Well, you already know my move. Get rid of Bridges.
Give me 3 moves. Give me 3 realistic moves.
That's realistically, I would love. You
don't have to say names. I'm just talking about it could be better defense, bench.
Whatever, that type of thing. Yeah. Okay. I'll let you guys start.
The Knicks need to show up their bench, right? A, run it back, right? B, show up the bench. If we got to make a trade, it shouldn't be a major trade. I don't want to see Bridges going after you just gave him a bag, or now we traded Cat because we think KD is better. I don't see no big splash. None of that, right?
Yeah,
whatever y'all do, you're running back.
Unless it's Giannis.
You show up. Even if it's Giannis, I'll be honest with you. Even if it is Giannis, I'm not giving.
Ain't giving us Giannis.
That's another team that Brunson has to start at 0. Run it back means run it back. Meaning, like, let me see what I could do with my guys. No doubt. Brunson hasn't had, since we've had Brunson, he hasn't had a team that he could say, I played 2 years with these guys and then they broke it up, right? The closest he had to that was R.J. Barrett. He got like a year and a half with R.J. Barrett. Then they started breaking shit up. Then as they got a little bit more synergy last year, Mitch got hurt. Randall got hurt. DiVincenzo, it was him and DiVincenzo and Hart. And we saw how far that got them. In the second round, they went to a game 7 with just the 3 of them until they broke down. This year, we're going to bring in Bridges. It's going to be the 4 of us. They trade DiVincenzo immediately out of that. Now you got 1 year with Cat. Y'all make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Run that shit back. Run this shit back. You know what I'm saying? Let this motherfucker Brunson say, okay, we probably do look awkward, me and Cat. He's a ball dominant big, and I'm a ball dominant point guard. You know what I'm saying? How do we fix this? Right?
Yeah.
Shore up the bench, run it back, and find yourself another official shooter, whether it be somebody coming off the bench that's a shooter. And I'm not talking, I get what Jay's saying when he's saying, oh, we need somebody who can score 20 points a night. No, you just need somebody that can come out and give you 10 to 15 points consistently, no matter what. That's their 10 to 15 guaranteed.
Yeah.
Or whether it's off the bench or whether you insert if it's in the starting lineup.
His own shot too.
Right. If it's in the starting lineup, if it's 15 points you need per game and it's in the starting lineup, then you need to lean on what you already have in an OG Anunoby and a Mikal Bridges and tell them, you guys have to get in the gym. You guys have to figure out a way to, this is what we need from you nightly. You're capable of doing it, but we need it consistently now. Right? If you want to insert one guy in, pause. That was crazy. Inserting a guy in with bananas. But yo,
I don't know if we can let you get away with 2 of them, man.
That was bananas. That was crazy.
Yeah.
But you want to bring
that super set. Hold on. I gotta cue you up.
Cue it up. Cue it up. It's called accountability, guys. That's why I'm never gonna do these type of accountability.
Wow. No, that reaction was to my words.
Wow.
That was a little nuts. But I agree with what you're saying, though.
One man.
That
was reckless. Reckless abandon.
But that's my take. Those are the three things that I think that the Knicks got to do.
Yo, that's like them fucking OG bitches, them Instagram bitches content. We're gonna insert one man in. Watch. What the fuck are we talking about here?
I think the key to the Knicks success next year is confidence. Players like Josh Hart, who are very capable, bro. Like this is why I get so mad at Bridges, because the dude got skills, man. Like, I'm not saying he sucks. I'm saying it's his confidence level. It's those things. Like, he's not comfortable out there. Like, he can do it. He has the skills, bro, but he's not comfortable.
He can't shoot. He's a liability.
You know what I'm saying? So, no, I'm talking about Bridges now. But players like Hart and Bridges, Hart and Bridges, they need to work on getting their confidence up, right? So
that's one.
A player like Hart, we need you going to the basket, bro. Nobody can stay in front of that man if he puts his head down and goes to the basket. But he doesn't do it consistently, man. Like when you watch those plays when he goes to the basket, he's going to the basket hard, and either he gets fouled or he scores. But he doesn't do it enough, man.
To the basket?
Huh?
How's he going to the basket?
Talk about that blood.
Did you say blood?
Come on,
Did you say blood?
Hopefully he's going hard.
Wow.
Wow, blood.
Hopefully.
All right.
Hopefully, man.
Hey.
Nah,
but confidence, man. Confidence level for the guys. That's my key.
That's 2 or 3.
That's it, man.
That's it.
They just got to work on their confidence.
You want to go? You want me to take this?
Nah, go ahead, God. I'll jump in. I'll jump into the conversation after you finish your take.
Watch your mouth, Pee Wee. Watch your fucking mouth.
Yeah. I'm paying attention.
Here's my 3. Here's my 3. Tibbs, you gotta.
I knew you.
You gotta be more. He has to be more open-minded, man. He has to let his players get rest, and he has to fucking play the bench. In order to get the bench better, you have to play your bench. And he has to try to develop some of these young guys, man. He let Obi Toppin go, never fully developed Obi. Quickly let him go, didn't really get to fucking develop quickly the way he want. The way I thought Quickly could have. Quickly right now is another ball handler. Pause.
That can score.
That could have helped out. That could have scored. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? I know they figured they had Deuce and everything. That's one. Develop the bench. We don't know. Let's see what Tyler Kolek is. Let's see what Dottie is. Let's see if Huck Porty can get it. To be the number 2. Then we have that expiring contract for Mitch. So that's one. 2. Josh Hart got to go to the bench, bro. Like all that, he can't shoot, can't seem to dribble. He's making really stupid mistakes. I think he'd be great off the bench because I love Josh Hart. I'm not fronting on Hart. I think he needs to go to the bench, bolster that second unit up, and they need to somehow get some mid-level guys who can shoot. One guy who can shoot, and one guy who could create his own shot. And that's it. No major changes. Just little changes on the outskirts of shit. No major changes, like Ross said. No. We're not trading Cat. You don't want to trade Bridges. All the starting 5 stays intact. Maybe you put Hart on the bench and you do some things like that. But you got to make small changes. But you got to be creative. You know what I'm saying? What do you say, Jay?
I think I only have 2, to be honest. Like I don't even need to make 3 significant changes. I think the first one would be, I think you have to. I know that no one wants to look at Tibbs as the reason as to why we lost this, or maybe we do look at him as the reason why we lost
Absolutely,
it.
He's the reason why we lost.
Maybe we want to kind of hang on to him because of where he took us to. I think you have to have a real conversation and think realistically about getting a talented coach in there that has a new age vision of what this game has become, not necessarily what the game was in 1990, 95, 96. Like he has to expand his vision when it comes to the game of basketball. And I think we need some new energy. Tibbs is an old school coach. I appreciate him. I appreciate what he's done, but even his defense isn't what it should be. And he's a defensive guy. So I think it's just time to make a better decision starting at the top. Then from there, I think realistically, we need a slasher. We need a guy that can we need a Jordan guard type. And I know we're never going to find that, but we need a slasher. We need a guy that can go to the cup and finish at the basket We need somebody that we can, throw. Like we need an Anthony Edwards type of player. Not, I know we're not going to get that caliber with what we can do in the offseason based on our salary cap and based on the moves that we can make without having the amount of picks that, with the trade equity. Yeah. But I'd like that type of player. We need someone that can create their own shot, go to the cup, preferably can shoot the three if possible.
Caris LeVert, I said it earlier. Go ahead,
Caris LeVert is a great look, to be honest. Like he did fantastic in
Martin.
Brooklyn.
Something like
Caleb
that.
Martin's not bad. From you talking about from fucking.
He's on the Heat now, but he was on the Cavs 2 years ago.
He was on the Cavs originally, but and he's he's a brother. He's a twin. The two Martin brothers, but one of those type of players that can go and find their own shot. I like Caris LeVert better. Taller guy, proven guy, also has a mid-range shot, can play defense, long arms. I liked him in Brooklyn. I liked him in Brooklyn when he was in Brooklyn. I really did. I like that pick to bring him.
They fucked that team up. They fucked that Dinwiddie. They fucked that whole team up again.
They did. I don't want Dinwiddie. That's not somebody I even have. Yeah. But I know that might be somebody will take him as a consolation prize type shit. I don't want Dinwiddie. That's not that. He doesn't fit in our structure. He doesn't fit.
What about homie from Detroit?
Sacramento.
That be doing the hula hoop shit when he hit the three. What the fuck is his name? Beasley. What about Beasley? Would you do it like a Beasley?
I'm not opposed to Beasley. I'm really not. I'm not opposed to Beasley. Beasley can score. Beasley can fill up the bucket. You know what I'm saying?
No, from Philadelphia?
No, from Detroit.
From Detroit.
Oh,
from Detroit. Yeah, I'm not opposed to Beasley, but I just feel like Caris LeVert would fit in perfect. Now that you bring him up, I really like that thought process. I like Caris here. I really think Caris would fit in perfect.
And I think you might be able to get him for like the mid
at a premium. I mean, at a discount. You don't have to pay a premium for him. And you know what was crazy? To be honest, I think Caris might end up. You put him in the starting lineup. You insert that guy right into the starting lineup and let him get loose. You know what I'm saying? I see you trying, Ryan. You reaching.
I didn't say nothing.
He made 16 million last year. You might have to give a couple. You might have to get creative with that. But I definitely like Caris.
Ooh, Mitch makes 14.
Yeah, but we don't want to get rid of Mitch like that.
I'm not opposed to get. Listen, and I've been beating the Mitch drum all year. Let me say this, Mitch. I love Mitch. He comes in the game, but he's a liability health wise. Mitch never plays the whole fucking season, bro. And then when he gets in there, he goes crazy in the first quarter, 5 offensive rebounds, and then he only has 6 for the whole fucking game. So you got to play him in certain spots and shit. I love Mitch. Don't get me wrong, man, but I wouldn't. He's
in his defense.
He's a premium piece.
He broke the franchise record for offensive boards in a quarter in the first quarter with 5 right out the gates. So I have to give him his flowers.
Give him a whole year. He's in the gym. He's trying to be healthy. His body ain't been right. He hasn't approached the game. I just saw something on his page where he was like, here's the things I've neglected in this part, and here's what I want to do moving forward. This one stings. So you got somebody who's motivated in Mitchell Robinson. He wants to take care of his body. He's going to work on his shot, and the guy can actually.
He like to keep his body clean, eh? You know I ain't tripping.
Shit, you know I ain't tripping. Water get out of line. Water get his head buzzed.
Yeah. Oh, you got them Jabot jeans, eh? You know, keep your body clean, eh? You know I ain't tripping.
You know I ain't tripping. Yeah.
Who's that, Juvie?
Yeah. Shit, you know I ain't tripping, so you keep your body clean, eh?
Oh, you like to keep your body clean, eh? You got them Jabot jeans, eh?
They say you can't come back home. You saying you can, huh?
Let them punk you, nah? You know what I'm saying? Yo, I'm out. I don't fuck with y'all no more.
That was his own thing for sure. That was his own thing. But yeah, man, good work tonight. I agree. Probably gonna close the door on the Knicks, barring any big moves and shit this year, and we're gonna maybe we'll do a little bit of NBA Finals. I don't know. We gotta talk a little football. We gotta get into some.
We got a lot.
We gotta get in, like Jay like to say. We gotta get in the weeds on some shit too.
Yeah, we got a lot coming up, man. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun, man. We got a lot of shit to discuss. Don't sleep. We got baseball. That we need to really talk about. So we're gonna lean into the baseball. To be honest, we're gonna even get so busy. We're gonna have so much fun this season. We're gonna give y'all some content regarding tennis. That's how dope we are. We can talk about the fucking about the U.S. Open and all that shit that's coming up.
Boxing, the whole shit.
Remember, U.S. Open happens where?
Flushing.
No.
Where the fuck are we at? We gotta discuss that.
Yeah, you're in Tyler, Texas.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck on up.
I like women's tennis.
Yeah, of course.
You can miss me with the other shit.
For that, I like women's softball and volleyball too. Dog, you know what I'm saying?
That shit.
But yo,
this is D, you do the toast this week, man. You take it
I finished my bottle,
you finished
guys.
the moo?
Yeah, man. You guys are gonna have to take it out without me. Sorry, man.
You drank all that Pepto-Bismol during the show?
Whole bottle.
That nigga's stomach is on fire right now.
Nah, this is between this show and last show.
All right.
Listen, here's
so
a great show.
Here we go.
We did it again. Peace to our way of life. Hats off to all the trife. Let's toast to fully autos and foot long knives.
That's that.
Salud. See y'all later. Peace.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.